This is the Vtuvia SN100 Hunting e-bike, and it's a beast. I really enjoy the design and the function of this e-bike, and it also comes with some sweet features, but it also has some room for improvements that I want to share with you in this video. Since this is a hunting e-bike, I really like that they went with camo. This is a great paint color, and I feel like it's going to blend in really nicely in the woods. Like I said, with this camo color, it just disappears when you put it out in its natural environment. But then on top of that, I feel like they did a great job with the design choice. The frame is very durable. It's built with some good integrity. It's really thick, and I feel like this step over frame is going to be very useful for just giving you more support when you're riding in rough areas, or if you're a larger person, or if you're carrying hunting gear with you. I feel like the durability of this is going to be a lot better with the build quality of the frame. On top of that, I feel like another feature that you would enjoy if you're going to be riding this on trails or off-roading are these fat tires. They're 4" by 26", and they also have good tread to them, so I feel like you'll have better traction in sand or loose gravel. And then paired with that, the front suspension is really smooth. In my opinion, when I took this out on my trails and out in my yard, I feel like it did a great job. It wasn't rubbery or bouncy or clunky like that, but it actually had a very smooth compression to it that made you feel more comfortable when you rode this bike, and it didn't feel as chintzy or cheap, but it felt like it actually did a good job at smoothing out the ride. Another thing I want to mention about the design is this is a little bit larger of an e-bike because it has this step over frame. So if you are a shorter person, you might struggle a little bit getting on and off of this. I am 5'10", and this is what it looks like for me. So you can see that like my feet dangle a little bit. Once I actually get on it and start riding it, it's not bad at all. So I don't want you to be like, oh wow, that was really difficult for him. It's not once I actually get pedaling, but this is more suitable for a larger person in my opinion. Taking a look at the back of the bike, I like that they included a rear rack and fenders that you don't have to purchase separately. These just come with your original order. But the one downfall about this is that it's not as durable as I'd like it to be. It only has a max capacity of 25 kgs, which I believe is around 50 to 55 pounds. So this is easily going to hold your bow or your gun or your tools that you'll need for hunting, but I wish it just had a higher weight capacity. A lot of times what I see other companies do is they'll extend their frame to be part of the rear rack. That way it's more durable, and I think that would have been a nice touch for this e-bike as well. In addition to an improved rear rack, it would be nice if they included a rear tail light that is integrated into the lighting system. Right now they just have this little light back here under the seat, and I don't feel like that is very adequate, especially if you're going to be riding this e-bike at dusk because you're trying to go out to your hunting spot. It would be nice if they had a nice big rear light set up back here. That would be a lot better. Now they do actually have a front headlight up here, so this will illuminate the trail for you if you're riding at nighttime, so that's a nice touch at least. The seat has a sleek design to it and is comfortable as well. When it comes to taking out the battery, I actually dropped it the first time I took it out because it slides right out so smoothly. So once you put the key in and turn it, it literally slides right out to the side like that. So just be careful of that when you're taking your battery out, but it's a really nice design, snaps into place and removes very easily. So taking this in and out to charge it was really easy. The battery on this e-bike is UL certified, which is a good thing. I love to see that on e-bikes, and it also has a max range of 52 miles on one charge. Now let's talk about the ride quality. This has a 750 watt rear hub motor, and I feel like I never struggled when it came to having enough power to get me up hills, get me around rough terrain. I felt like it handled just fine. This e-bike has 5 different pedal assist levels, and they say on their website that it has a top speed of 28 miles an hour, but in my actual testings when I was riding this around, it seemed to cap out at 23 miles an hour. I don't know if I need to change a setting to increase that speed level or what, but every time I rode this, I feel like it would kind of die out at 23 miles an hour and wouldn't go much faster than that. To me, that's not that big of a deal because I don't typically ride at those fast speeds anyways, but for some of you, it might be a bigger concern. I really like the 7-speed trigger shifter that this comes with. I feel like it's really easy to shift between gears, and it makes the riding experience a lot better as well when you can adapt to how you're riding. And then I really like the brakes as well. These are hydraulic brakes. They're really easy to squeeze, and I feel like I never had any problem stopping. Now, if you've seen any old review videos of this e-bike, or if you've just checked this e-bike out in the past, you would notice that it actually used to come with a cadence sensor, but now since then they've actually been making a lot of improvements and updates to it, and one of those updates is they changed it from a cadence sensor to a torque sensor. So this is going to be a lot smoother of a ride. It's going to adapt to how you're pedaling. If you pedal harder, it's going to go faster. If you pedal softly, it's going to go slower. So it adapts and makes for a more natural ride. The one thing I will say about their torque sensor though is I feel like it kind of pulses a little bit versus keeping a consistent speed. When I was pedaling like naturally like this, every time my feet got to the up position, I feel like the motor kind of disengaged a little bit until it felt the torque back on the pedals again, and then it would engage. So it felt like it was kind of giving me this like on-off feeling, like woo, 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 woo. That's kind of what it felt like. I'm trying to explain it the best I can. That was my experience riding it. It wasn't drastic by any means. It just felt like I could subtly feel the motor doing that, which was just a little bit strange. I noticed that if I was riding it slower and I was in pedal assist level 1, 2, or 3, I didn't notice it as much. It was mainly when I was riding in pedal assist 4 or 5 and trying to ride at slow speeds that I noticed that like pulsing sensation. So let me know if that's just me or if anyone else has experienced that. I don't know if it's just my bike particularly, or if that's just like a consensus thing that it kind of rides like that. This also comes with a throttle, which I feel like makes riding in rough areas a lot better. That way, instead of pedaling through them, you can actually like stand up on your pedals, hit the throttle, and kind of absorb all the bumps and the hills that you're going over. So I really like that they included this when it comes to a hunting e-bike. Overall for me, I've been enjoying riding this. I've been taking it out on my trails, riding it around, doing some stuff around the house with it, and it's been a blast to use this bike. I feel like it works well, and I appreciate the nice quality components that they included with this, and some of the nice features like the torque sensor, hydraulic brakes, shifter. All those things make for just a better riding experience. So I'm pretty pleased with it. They do have a few room for improvements with it, but overall I think it's a good quality choice that I feel like you'll be pretty pleased with as well. So there it is, the Vtuvia SN100 e-bike. Check it out if you want to. I'll put a link in the description below, and that's it. Have a good day.